What's up, everybody? This is going to be a quick update on the state of Bitcoin. Just a general overview. I still have us in the bear market. I still have us trending lower. Currently, it looks like, we're just completing a local pattern here for the continuation of Bitcoin's downtrend. Again, if you really want the details of how we got to this point, where we came from, this large bearish distribution range up here at 125,000. Feel free to watch my previous videos, the last two. Feel free to watch the 4-year cycle portion of that video and all that good stuff. I'm just making this update today because it looks like we are on the verge of completing a local pattern to continue the downtrend. Let's see here if I can find this ghost bars over here, bar pattern. Something I did notice here versus this last wave 4 over here, similar pattern to what I have labeled out here, just a nice little ABC, and here we also have a nice ABC to the upside. It's interesting though, is it's a fractal pattern. I just noticed this yesterday. It looks like, pretty much the exact same pattern, just a little bit different and a little bit longer in time. I thought that was kind of interesting. That's just another good sign for continuation to the downside, as the last fractal nature pattern that we had over here was a large continuation to the downside. So if I just, zoom out to the weekly real quick, we are still looking for the big C wave to the downside to finish, over here October 5th, 2026. On that week of October 5th, you can see we started this large downtrend with an impulsive pattern, which we are labeling an A. And we have, it looks like our B wave is concluding here as an impulse and an A, corrective pattern into a B, and finish with an impulse into a C for a simple, A, B, C zigzag to the upside. Mind you, we came into the big targets I was looking for. We came and popped through the top of our uptrending channel. We came into the daily fair value gap here, which was also the big CME gap that I was waiting for to fill right there on that line at 81,200. And we also came into the most common wave C extension targets between the 1.236 and the 1.382 extension. Just to pop over to the CMEs here on the daily chart, just this little gap here was what we were looking to fill. And actually on the CME chart, this is actually looking much nicer than the regular Bitcoin chart, because we do have a spinning bearish top here, followed by a strong downtrending bearish candle, assuming the day closes down. This is a really nice topping pattern here, which is what you would want to look for in this exact scenario. On the normal Bitcoin chart here on Binance, we also do have a strong shooting star topping pattern, which is a long rejection wick after a strong bullish upthrust. 70% of that candle was rejected and sold off, followed by strong downtrending candle, assuming the day closes down in about 8 hours. This is just, an update of what we can look for here to come. Assuming the B wave is finished, we will be looking for the final impulse down here to finish off this brutal bear market, assuming, because the largest trend which has to be respected first, of course, is the 4-year trend in Bitcoin, which is about 11 and a half year standing trend. So first we must assume that the bear market will continue because of this, and that is why this Elliott wave pattern is most probable here. We will look for another impulsive pattern to the downside. Mind you, if the B wave was to finish here where it has, we are looking for that 1-to-1 extension as our first major target, sitting at 39,300. Right above that, we have crucial support as well, the 2024 open level and the big anchored VWAP line from the very bottom of last bear market. Also at 39,000, we have our range 2021-2022 bull market top point of control. That would be this entire range over here, the point of control of that entire section. Very simple, guys. Nothing to overthink here. The assumption is still down aggressively to finish off this bull market, or bear market, excuse me. We still have quite a bit of time, about 150 days left. Nothing to overthink here. We just wait and we just let the market correct. All right. Thank you for tuning in.